Okay. We are welcoming everybody in. Oh my goodness. Hello, everybody. I love when everyone comes in. Hello, hello. Yes, I can see your faces. Yay, Kat, Kristen, Olivia. Oh my gosh, this is so fun. Yeah, put your camera on if you can. Keep your, oh, and there's Kim and Shane and Loretta. Yay. Yeah, keep your microphone off, but camera on if you can, because I love seeing. I love seeing. Oh my gosh, this is so fun. Lazy. So good. Okay. Wow. Let's take some deep breaths. We are here. Ah, so good. So good. Mm. Welcome, everybody. If you can, just make sure you're on mute, but you can have your camera on so that we can see you. Natalie's on the move, but she's here. I love it. Oh, Kim, I like your background. I like the earthy vibe. Okay, Karen's here. I don't see her yet, but I know that she's on. Okay, and Leah, you'll just keep watching and monitoring and letting people in. There's about 35 people who are supposed to be on with us today, but sometimes I had a message before. I'm gonna have to catch the replay. Sometimes people aren't here with us live. Okay, so lots of buzzing energy, a lot of us on here. Before I dive into all of this, oh, it's a mural, cool. Before we dive into all of this, I really like to just like look at everyone. I do a lot of in-person events where I get to like actually hug and squeeze and be with you guys. But right now we're just virtual, but time, space, reality, continuum, we are so connected. We're here, right? So just imagine we're in person together. Imagine we're in this beautiful circle. We're connecting. Really look in each other's eyes. It's such a beautiful group. Hello, welcome. So good. Oh, and there's Jessie. Hello. Yay. So, yeah, people will continue to come in and we're going to let it just flow and oh, so good. Okay, so a lot is coming through for today's free training, a lot of new codes. Some of you are aware that I started channeling my second book, which I did not plan on doing. I still need to do my audiobook for my first book. I have like many things that I need to still do. And I'm like, oh, but there's this new one coming. So I actually wrote an email and it went out today of like, it's kind of like childbirth. I don't have any children yet, but I can imagine it's like childbirth. It's like, it's coming and there's no slowing it down. It's happening and it's happening now. So I'm excited to give you all a little sneak peek of what's been encoding in me. I've been literally living it. I've been living a life by design for a long time, but I have been living it in a new way lately, and the rewards and the results are so good. It feels so good. It feels so good. And I'm excited for each of you who have said yes to your highest timelines, to your truth, to the truth of who you are. I'm so excited for each of you to get to experience this. All right, so we are recording a few housekeeping things before we dive in and get into a lot of energy and breath work to start, and then I'll go into direct channeling. The training is like me direct channeling and you encoding it. That's how the training works. It's not like PowerPoint and like notes. It's like you're getting the install for being here because that's what we do. That's what I do. So some housekeeping. We're going to keep microphones off for the duration of our time together. But video, I love seeing your guys' faces. You don't have to keep your video on, but I love seeing you. And it's nice. However, there's a lot of body and breath and energy work that we're going to be doing at the very beginning. And I know a lot of my people like to turn their video off for that because they're like, I don't really want to be seen right now. I'm like in my bed, like, you know what I mean? And that's totally fine. Just do what you want to do, camera on and off, whatever you feel like at your own pace. Very soon, Leah's on here as well. For anyone who doesn't know Leah, Leah is my assistant and the assistant at Uplift Lifestyle. And she is going to be kind of guiding the flow as well. She will be pinning me at one point very soon where all you'll be able to see is me, but everyone who's on the call will be seen on the side here. And then everyone who catches the replay will be able to see all of us. So that's another thing. If you don't want to be seen on camera, turn your camera off, because this recording is going to go to those who are catching this replay as well. So just so you know, little caveat. All right, so the other housekeeping piece is the chat is here and open. If at any point something's like coming through and you're like, oh my gosh, like I need to put words to this, type it out in the chat, because this energy that we're all vibrating on is so potent and so powerful. Especially, I'll get into the astrology of today and this time, but it's so powerful that if something does come through and you're like, I really want to say this, I want this to be seen and heard and amplified, energetically you can do that, but you can also pop it in the chat and I may or may not address it. We'll see what happens. My eyes are closed, my eyes are open, it's all over the place. You're about to realize what happens in these spaces, but just please know that I want to connect with you. I love when I see people drop things in the chat. I love when I get emails after of insights and downloads and drop-ins. I'm not one of those people that's like, don't email me unless you're a high-paying client. I'm one of those people that's like, I want to hear from you. Send me an email, send me a DM, let me know what's going on in your life. Like, I love it. I have my own standards and boundaries, and those are my responsibility, and I will get back to you when I get back to you. But I am super psyched to hear from everyone. Okay, so before Leah pins me to the front, I want to look at everyone, and I want everyone to look at everyone, and I want us to all recognize ourselves in each other. We are fragments of one another. We are fragments of the divine. We are all chosen. We are all here. None of this is an accident. I saw this picture the other day, and it was the galaxies. It was a photo of the galaxies. And it was like, all of this, and I found you. It was so clearly true and felt. Like, if you just zoom out, and I've been doing this a lot because we're planning our dream wedding and we're planning it in overlooking the Mediterranean Sea. So I've been like on Google Maps a lot, and I'm like zooming out, zooming out, zooming out. And I'm like, oh, the world is really big. The world is really big. And beyond the physical earthly dimension, beyond Earth, there is the cosmos. And then beyond the cosmos, there is the dimension of openness. And beyond it, beyond it, beyond. And you'll go crazy if you try to capture it in your mind. But the reason I mention it is, of all that is going on, of all the people and all the places and all the things, we're here together today, March 28th. It's a Friday. It's 12 noon Eastern. We're all here today, connecting. And as you'll soon discover, the closer and closer that we can get to that truth and live, more importantly, live in that truth, the more beautiful our lives become. Okay? So let's all look at each other. You can give yourself a little hug and a squeeze. You can imagine we're all hugging each other or just being together, and little waves and little smiles. Just soak up this vibe for a little bit. Thank you, every one of you. I see you. I see your eyes. I see your faces. I'm excited to take you on a journey. All right. So Leah, you can now pin me. We are going to get right into some breath work and some energy work. If anyone at any point can't hear me or something happens like that, just drop it in the chat or like wave your arms or something, but everyone should be pretty good. All right. So we're going to get right into a grounding breath activity. But before we do that, I really like to shake off any buzzing energy, like whether it's ours or not. It's eclipse season, the closing solar eclipse, as many of you I know are very tapped in energetically and cosmically, is happening tomorrow. There's a lot going on, and there has been for the last couple months. It's been super chaotic, but super beautiful if you choose that perspective, which I choose that perspective. And I think if you're here with an Uplift lifestyle experience, you're choosing that perspective. Nonetheless, it can be a lot. I've had to I've had nights where, and I like sleep easy. I'm a Taurus. I just sleep 10 hours plus. Like I have no problem sleeping. But there have been nights lately where I have trouble falling asleep, where I'm waking up in the middle of the night. There's been a lot of energy surging. It's exciting, it's fun, it's beautiful. I've been quantum leaping a lot. So there's been a lot of new identity upgrades and physical reality upgrades where my timeline has shifted really quickly. So lots of that is happening. And I am human at the end of the day, and I need my sleep and I need my body to feel like I can breathe, like an inhale, exhale. I'm always checking with my clients, how are you breathing? How are you breathing? How are you breathing? Because that's a great identifier of who we are and how we're living, right? So we're going to make sure that we're not holding on to any frantic energy that we may have picked up somewhere along the way. So invitation, no obligation. Oh, it's 12:12, 12:12 portal, baby, let's go. Invitation, not obligation, but you can stand up if you want. Let me see if I can move this forward. We're going to stand up for just a few moments to, I think that's maybe as much as you can see me. If you can't see the top of my head, it's fine. All right, so we're standing up. I want you to start to shake out your arms. Really like dramatically close your eyes, shake out your arms. If you don't want to stand, you can stay sitting. If you need to turn your camera off, do that. Whatever you want to do, whatever you got to do, just shake. Let's start to now twist like you're taking up space around you. Close your eyes and just take big exhales. Don't worry about how you sound. Don't worry about how you look. Give zero fucks. Give no fucks. Make sound. Shake your shoulders. Shake your legs out one at a time. Maybe your hands are massaging your head, your scalp. Maybe you're tugging your hair, massaging your neck. Anything to just get in the body and loosen up. Maybe you're shaking, jumping. Good. And once that feels pretty complete, come to mountain pose. Bring your shoulders up and drop them down. Ooh. Engage your core. Take a big inhale, bring your arms up. Hold that air in. Look up to the sky, hold the air in. Tilt your head back, open your heart. Keep that air in. More air in, more air in, more air in. And exhale, arms come down. You can even forward fold if you really need that. Ooh. Okay. How fucking good does that feel? All right, now we can sit down. It's not about time, it's about alignment. It's not about time, it's about alignment. We quantum leap in my world. We timeline shift because it's not about time, it's about alignment. And that was like 30 seconds and we all feel completely different, right? We already feel lighter. We already feel happier. We already feel healthier. We already feel more powerful. We're just getting started. All right. So let's now close our eyes, but bring our hands to the sides of our throat and just gently start to massage the scalp. Massage the neck. And I want you to play with and practice really dramatic breath work, like orgasmic breath work, orgasmic ascension. Feel peak energy pull up and feel the exhale in every cell in your body. Good. Bringing the hands now to the sides of the throat and just hold them there. Bow your head. Eyes are closed. And feel the warmth that's coming off your own hands, warming your throat chakra, providing physical touch, providing energetic optimization just by connecting to your throat. And maybe at this point, because we are just getting started, there are a few words that you can say to yourself that feel true for you. Maybe it's, I'm safe, I love myself, or I'm learning to love myself. Maybe it's, thank you body. Thank you, heart. Thank you, life, whatever it is. Take your time and really mean it. Again, it's not about time, it's about alignment. So, how can you expand time by being so hyper present? Good. Now you're going to transition those hands into prayer. You're going to bow your own head to your own heart with your hands in prayer. And this is a powerful moment as I call in the spirit guides, angels, archangels, gods and goddesses, universal consciousness, infinite love, highest truth, intergalactics, elementals, all the beings of love and light, the highest love and the highest light. As I call in our spirit guides and this divine support, as you hold yourself in prayer, as you connect, this is a really powerful time to pray, to ask. It's okay to say, I need help, I need support, I need whatever it is. We encourage you to ask so you can receive. You are worthy and deserving to ask for what you need. Oh, I can feel everyone's energy ascending, climbing, rising. Let's just bring our energy up now, opening the throat, opening the heart, arms come up. The sun that was always shining is shining down on you. The sun that is always shining within you is radiating outward. Open your arms to the sun, to the light. Inhale 3 times. Exhale. Lower the arms. Really like that triple inhale. I do it with a lot of my high performing clients who are doing, giving, giving, going. I like them to practice a triple inhale. It's challenging, but it gets easier. And just like receiving, it can feel unnatural at first, but it gets easier. And it truly becomes just the way that you live. It truly becomes just who you are. So take a moment to notice what's already shifted for you. Good. Now I'm going to begin some direct channeling, specifically on the information that has been coming through. And as I channel, I invite you to keep your eyes closed, to stay really inward. This is a nice time to turn your camera off if you want to. A lot of my clients take downloads in a lying position or a seated resting position, whatever feels good for you. That's what I want you to do. Now we are here because we are one. We are fragments of universal consciousness. We are fragments of the divine. There is no separation. Now, with that awareness, we can fully self-actualize because we can experience individuation to oneness. Now, what do I mean by individuation? Individuation is radical self-study, radical self-awareness, radical self-love, self-care, self-esteem, self-concept. Individuation is absolutely necessary if we are going to give from overflow, if we are going to become one, if we are going to unite, if we are going to shine love and light in the world, we must individuate. Otherwise, there are entanglements. And those entanglements, they don't allow us to purely relate. They don't allow us to purely receive. They don't allow us to purely attract or purely give. And we all know what it feels like to feel extraction in our life, extracting relationships, extracting conversations, extracting people, extracting energy. We all know that feeling. We're not wrong for experiencing those moments. We're human. And those moments of entanglement or pain or struggle or misunderstanding or suffering or whatever it may feel like, those moments of doubt, those moments of disbelief, those moments where we've lost our faith and we've lost ourselves, those moments, I really want you to lock this in. Those moments are opportunities to reclaim our power. Those moments are opportunities to reclaim our truth. They are genuinely gifts. And if you've read my book, you've heard me say the misalignment leads us to alignment. Every single time. So instead of judging self or judging others or falling into feelings that don't feel good, and we all know what that is for us. Instead of that, we begin to enter a timeline, and you're entering it now if you so welcome it, if you so choose. The portal is open for you to enter this timeline now. That's why you're here. There's a timeline available that when those moments occur that don't feel like joy or love or bliss or success or beauty or whatever it is that we love, any moment that appears that doesn't feel like that, you have the opportunity to enter a new timeline now where when those moments appear in your hologram, in your physical reality, in your life, you say, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for showing me where I need to reclaim power. I want you to feel that in your body. And you can do, because time is an illusion. Past, present, and future are one infinite present moment. You can do timeline retroactive healing right now that will quantum leap you, that will support you. I want you to feel a past, and past is such an illusion, I'm using air quotes, a past moment in your life where you felt the illusion of separation or fear or doubt or judgment or anger or bitterness or not good enoughness or whatever. I want you to feel that moment and feel the peak of it, and then challenge yourself to actually feel gratitude for it. To actually say, thank you. Oh, I'm getting huge resonance. This is powerful for you. This is absolutely landing for you. Peak moment of that discomfort instantaneously transmutes to a peak moment of gratitude and appreciation. Like, thank you. Thank you for showing me where I need to reclaim power. Thank you for showing me where I need to heal. Thank you for showing me where I get to be tender with myself. Ah, that's a big one. Thank you for showing me where I get to be gentle with myself. Thank you for realigning me. Anytime our body communicates through emotion, through feeling, through physical manifestations, anytime our body is communicating something that we don't love, for lack of a better word, for something that we don't prefer, for something that we would maybe previously judge as bad or wrong, or we don't like this. Anytime our body demonstrates that, it's our body's communication system, it's an alert system to say, it's time to change, it's time to shift, it's time to slow down, it's time to reassess, it's time to shift the timeline, it's time to listen. That's all it is. I had a small example of this yesterday. I was channeling for clients in Telegram, but I was also on my way to an event I was speaking at, and I was also trying to drink this probiotic kombucha all at once. And I got intense hiccups. And I was mad at the hiccups because I was like, bitch, I don't have time to not be channeling right now. I need to be channeling for these clients and I need to get where I'm going. And these hiccups are not giving me life right now. They're really fucking with me. And it was so funny because instantly I was like, thank you, hiccups. The only way to cure hiccups is to slow down and breathe. That's literally the only way that I've ever at least had success with curing my hiccups. It was like my body really quickly directing me. This isn't the right way, Haley. This isn't the path. You don't need to rush. You can channel your clients after the event. You can drink this kombucha slowly. You can enjoy it. You can savor it. You don't need to try to do everything at the same time. You're not a machine. You're an unrepeatable, precious, beautiful human. That's what you are. And you deserve a lot better than to rush through life. And you deserve a lot better to dissociate from the present moment. So, as I'm sharing that kind of funny but very real story from literally just yesterday, and I have about 1,000 of those a day that I do, constantly redirecting, constantly getting back on my path. That's the level of radical alignment. That's the level of radical responsibility. I am not a victim in my life. I don't have any time for victim consciousness in my life. If I don't feel the way I want to feel, I take radical responsibility. Okay, I can shift this. I can shift this by placing a boundary. I can shift this by raising a standard. I can shift this by changing my behavior. I can shift this by slowing down and breathing. There's always a beautiful solution. There's always an opportunity for me to reclaim power. And a joking small example of drinking kombucha and getting the hiccups, the same radical alignment that I applied to that experience is the same radical alignment that I apply to big challenges in my life. It's the same radical alignment I applied to my near death experience. It's the same radical alignment I applied to challenges in my relationship with my fiance. And we've had very challenging challenges together in our 13 years. It's the same radical responsibility that I apply to challenges in my business, in my growth, financial challenges, stress, illusions of separation, illusions of time scarcity, illusions of money and abundance scarcity. It's the same radical alignment that I apply to absolutely everything in my life. I'm not making any decisions from extraction. I'm only making decisions from what is life giving and true. That's it. That's literally it. And it's that level of radical responsibility that allows me to timeline shift so quickly. I shifted from rushing and stressing in the car yesterday to literally giggling and laughing at myself, and then pausing what I was saying to my clients, deleting the chats, and then going in fresh with really pure, true, highest timeline frequency. It gave me the really fun idea to just start waving at people and smiling and laughing, which creates a beautiful ripple effect in the world. It allowed me to show up to the event I was speaking at and actually support these youth in a really pure way, not from a way of like, oh, this is like kind of a waste of my time because I'm not getting paid as much as I usually get paid, but rather I'm changing these little kids' lives. I'm here, right? Like, I'm not better than having moments of separation. I have illusions of separation every day, many times a day, you guys. The difference is I instantly get back in my timeline, in my highest timeline at that. Yeah, every moment that I forget, I really quickly remember. And this isn't something I just woke up with one day and it was different. This is an ongoing radical responsibility and choice. The reason I do so much breath work and body work, and as I'm saying this now, I'd love us to all just bring our hands to our heart, maybe do a little circular movement over the heart. Maybe just take a moment to actually check in. How are we breathing? Can we inhale fully? Can we exhale fully? Are we being really real with ourselves? Are we being here? The reason I do so much body work and breath work every day with my clients, constantly, every day with myself, constantly, part of everything I'm a part of, it's let's get in the body, let's get in the breath, is because that's what connects me to the divinity that I am. That's what supports me to remembering that I'm chosen, I'm safe, I'm here, and I'm genuinely giddy that I'm here. And every time I get in my body like this, I remember that and I giggle and I open and I receive. I receive beautiful invitations. I receive financial abundance. I receive opportunities. I receive gifts. I receive smiles from strangers. I receive internal feelings that feel euphoric. And I am lucky that I experience that 99% of the day, because that other 1% that I'm not experiencing it, I'm radically grateful and radically responsible. So I experience that 1% that's like stress or anxiety or judgment or not good enoughness or not far enough ahead or not where I want to be at this point or it hasn't happened yet. Like those illusions of separation, just because I'm standing here channeling for you while I'm sitting here channeling for you, just because I'm here doesn't mean I am better than experiencing that. I experience it all the time. The difference is I shift it instantly. So 24 hours in a day, 23 of them are spent blissing out. The other portion is me going, oh, this is really uncomfortable. Here's the thing, and I always say this, the more aligned you are, the more you crave alignment. So when I'm out of alignment, I really notice it. A lot of people who are living unconsciously, deeply programmed and deeply conditioned, they're not really noticing their misalignment. I'm inviting you into a path, and I know that you, because you're on this call, because you're listening here and encoding, I know that you are a rare person who is someone who is aligned, someone who is in their highest timeline and striving for that and merging with that and constantly aware of yourself. So, with your hand over your heart, can you honor yourself? Can you celebrate that? Can you be really proud of yourself? Now, with that comes the radical responsibility of when you feel misalignment, you really feel it. It's like, that's a roadblock for me. That's painful for me. This is really intense. Now, the reason it's so intense is because it's so dramatically different than what you're used to. I'm having a memory of when I was young. We had a really calm household. Maybe calm's not the right word. We had a loving household. We had a really loving household. And there's a lot of, asking and listening and hugging and connection. And my mom never would raise her voice. And my dad would very rarely do it. And when he did, it really unsettled me. It really triggered me. It was very uncomfortable. And I know that many of you listening, you may have a similar story or you may have the opposite, and give your inner child so much love no matter what your story is. But when I would go to other people's houses, and I had a lot of friends, and there would be yelling or drama, my whole body communicated to me, this is not safe. This is not right. I don't want to be here. Alarm bells went off. To me, it felt really misaligned. The alarm bells were intense because it was so opposite to what I was used to. So when we experience those alarm bells, that's just a really grounding, like inner child example to be grateful for that redirect, to be grateful for that opportunity, to be grateful to notice that this doesn't feel good. Oh, and guess what? I'm not a victim. I'm the creator. We're all adults now. You get to choose what rooms you're in. You get to choose who your friends are. You get to choose if you connect with your family or if you don't. You get to choose now. You get to choose how you show up in your friendships, in your family, in your life, in your life's work. We're adults now and we are radically responsible. So when we are so aligned the way that I am, the way that I know you are, when we feel that misalignment, we really feel it. And my God, is it the most beautiful invitation to get back into alignment. Let's bring our hands to the sides of our heart and open up like we're opening up this beautiful gift, which we are, our heart. It beats for us, gives us life. Let's open that. Tilt our head back. Let's smile to ourselves. And you let more light in, more light to shine through. When we radically individuate, and by that I mean, what do I like? What do I want? Who am I? What's important to me? How do I want to spend my time? Why am I even doing this? I don't even like this. Okay, I'm changing it. It's okay. Like, I can't tell you how many high level clients I work with who are well into their 40s, well into their 50s, well into their 60s, and they're just discovering what they even want. I do this for a living. I wrote the book Unfuckable, you guys, and I catch myself deviating. I catch myself extracting. I catch myself people pleasing. I catch myself fearing letting anyone else down or putting anyone else first. So I just swallow what I need. Okay. It's a constant connecting back. It's a constant remembering. It's a constant individuation is as important and as beautiful as oneness. Because guess what? When you individuate, when you are like, this is who I am, this is how I want to live, this is what I like, this is what I don't like, here's how I want to be in the world, here's what I vibe with, here's what I don't vibe with. When you're that clear, the standards are all the way up. You will literally shock yourself with the results that you magnetize and attract into your life. The results that pop out of fucking nowhere. This is timeline shifting. This is quantum leaping. You will shock yourself. It could be within 20 minutes. You're in this vibration and then you're in this vibration. And then a physical manifestation drops in because you're just now in the vibration that it was already always available in. Now, this is only available from individuation. Individuation is a radical attunement to what you need and want every moment of the day. When you do that, you can be infinitely connected to all that is. When you do that, oneness is the natural byproduct. Back to my little hiccup example, what I really needed was to just slow down and let the sun shine on me while I was driving, listen to some tunes, slowly drink my kombucha. And when I caught myself in the misalignment and I shifted into what I should have been doing all along, more clear channeling came through for my clients that they really needed. A more overflowing heart opened. So when I showed up for the students, I could really pour from overflow. I was always doing the same things. I was going to channel for my clients anyways on the drive, and I was going to go to present at this workshop. Everything got done. It just got done in a higher level and a higher frequency in a much more loving way. I always like to use the example of the one day I was driving, I was at home and I just had this like funky mood. And again, because I'm very aligned, I don't often get in these moods. And it really throws me. And it really, I take it serious. If I feel off, it's a big deal. I matter. I matter and I will address it. So I had this day, it was a normal day. There should have been no reason why I was in a bad mood, but who knows? I was probably in my luteal phase, different time of month, feeling things. But there was intense heaviness in my energy. And I'm not one of those people that bypasses my emotions. I used to do that. I don't do that anymore. So I look at it and I go, what is this? What's the root of this? Where is this coming from? I really spend time with it. And this day I just couldn't figure it out. I couldn't shake it. So I thought, all right, it's time to just shift the vibe. It's time to change the vibe. Later that day, I was going to be going to visit one of my friends who just had a new baby. And I was going to be on my way there anyways. So I was going to be in the car anyways, right? And I was like, you know what? I'm going to shift the vibe. I'm going to go get a nice latte. I'm going to put on music that makes me smile. I'm going to shift the vibe. I'm in the car anyways. I'm really purposely, intentionally using these real life examples so you can really see how it's not separate from how you're living. We are one. And I shift the vibe. I literally shift the vibe of like, okay, I've got my nice drink. I got my music. I'm going to see my friend's new baby. Let's go. If I'm being honest, I didn't fully feel better, but I did honor myself. I did put myself in the main character position. I did communicate to myself, I care. I'm going to go get you a nice drink. I'm going to put on music that makes you happy. You matter, right? I still felt bleh, and that's okay. You can manifest anything at any moment, feeling like shit or feeling great. The important thing is, are you communicating to yourself that you matter? Are you tending to yourself? So the more I dissect this experience, because what I'm about to share with you is one of the most life-changing things that's ever happened to me on this drive. What I want you to hear is, and I want your brain to go, oh, instant manifestation is possible at all times. There is no separation. We are one within the dimension of openness. I want you to hear why instant manifestation is possible at any time. It's possible because when you individuate, when you treat yourself as the main character, when you say, I love you, I'm listening, I'm taking care of you, what do you want? What's going to make you happy? And you can do that on a small scale. What do I want to drink? What do I want to eat? You can do it on a big scale, reassessing your relationships, reassessing your careers, reassessing how you spend your time, right? Do this big and small. It all matters. When we do that and we communicate that we care about ourselves and we love ourselves, what we're doing is we're seeing ourselves for the truth of who we are. We are love and we deserve love. We are one. When we individuate fully and we tend to that fragment of the universe, we are a fragment of the universe. Let's not forget that. When you tend to the fragment of the universe, you can pour from overflow. Oneness is a natural byproduct. If we all tend to ourselves, if we all individuate, oneness is a natural byproduct. Happy people help other people be happy. Healthy people help other people be healthy. Successful, wealthy people help other people be successful and wealthy. Right? We are one. If that's something that's important to you, you get to have more of it. Now, the reason I mention this is as I dissect that experience, because I love to self study all the time. Did I instantly feel better? No. Did I instantly manifest something? Yes. So I check my email. No, I check my text. Leah texted me. She goes, "This is really important. Check your email." And I was like, whoa, because she's usually super chill. So I was like, okay, this is always something really big. I checked my email, and the New York Times emailed Leah, and they said, "We would like to request a copy of Unfuckable for review." Now, if you don't already know how big of a deal that is for a self-published author, it's a big fucking deal. Something I have manifested forever. Before I even wrote a book, before I even knew I was going to write a book, I'm like, oh, I'm a New York Times bestselling author. I just know I am. It's who I am. So on this very day, I communicated to myself, even though I was grumpy, you can manifest when you're grumpy. Even though I felt like shit, I was in my luteal phase, I was in my feels, you can still manifest. What I'm learning now as I dissect this specific situation is I'm learning that the key there, the actual key to instant manifestation was I care about myself and I'm listening to what I need. That's that individuation that leads to oneness. So you bet your ass I got in a good mood real quick when I got that email. And it's like the clouds opened. It's like all of a sudden this euphoric feeling came over me. And I really want you to get the nuances here. It wasn't oh, I'm wanted by the New York Times, so now I feel good. It was, I noticed I didn't feel good. I took steps to support myself because I love myself and I care about myself. And if you love and care about yourself, naturally you will love and care about the world the way I love and care about each of you here, the way I love and care about my neighbors, the way I love and care about all my clients, the way I love and care about my community, the way I love and care about the person serving me my wine at the LCBO or my coffee at the cafe. I love and care because I love and care here. It's a natural byproduct because we are actually all one. If you're communicating, I want to change the world, I want to change the world, I want to have all this impact, I want to do all these things, but you're not showing up in love as love to your partner, to your child, to your pet, to your neighbor, to yourself. That oneness is going to be a long, hard road. Those dream results are going to take a long fucking time, if they ever come, because humans do have an expiry date. I hate to say it. And that's why instant manifestation, and that's what my next book is about. And that's what I'm doing in my vortex, this new community I'm launching, where we're plugging in every day. That's what that's about, is instant manifestation. Because instant manifestation is a direct result of shifting frequency instantaneously. So my brain now has evidence when I show up to take care of myself. I may feel better right away. It might take some time, but I care and I'm doing it. And boom, a previous seed planted, me writing a book, led to a manifestation that I really always wanted. If I have to look at the bridge of incidents, which I do, I mean, I do this for a living, I support thousands of people in manifesting their dream lives. I look back at the bridge of incidents, you guys. I really have formulas. And the formula for this one was I don't need to feel happy all the time to manifest. That was a big one for me because I'm happy a lot of the time. And I used to feel like if I'm not happy, I'm not vibing high, I'm not whatever. And then I realized I don't have to be happy all the time. And I like being happy. So that's it. Like I'm going to be happy if I can. If I'm not, the world's not ending. I'm still powerful. I'm still me. It's all good. Right. And then I also gained the evidence of I'm rewarded when I actually treat myself like I'm of value. So if I feel like shit and I just bypass it, like I did for years, and like many of us do, oh, it's fine. The end of the day is coming, the weekend's coming, a vacation's coming, whatever. I'm just going to push through. I'm just going to push through. I'm just going to push through and feel like shit for a lot of my life. If I kept doing that, no. When I switch into, I am a high value person, just the same way I believe everyone else is, because I'm fully individuated, I can genuinely merge into oneness and give from overflow. When I treat myself like a high value person, high value being, like constant moment to moment attunement, I'm feeling tired. Okay, let's take a break. I'm feeling anxious. All right, nothing's more important than my heart. Let me stop and breathe. I'm feeling anger and rage. All right, let's not take it out on anyone. Let's go and purge it in a healthy way. When we're constantly attuning, we're individuating. When we're individuating, we're merging into oneness because we can't not align and we can't not overflow and we can't not receive. So the bridge of incidents that I really want you to lock in is individuation to oneness. And by individuation, I mean radical self love, radical self care, radical self honoring. No illusions of separation, no illusions of scarcity. Keep your standards high. When you keep your standards high, everybody wins. If you engage in a different frequency in an old, outdated, expired paradigm of people pleasing or of deviating from your path to make someone else comfortable or not going all in on your truth and what you know is right for you because of an illusion of fear or scarcity or separation. If we keep deviating like this, the paradigm that is always available, which is your highest timeline right here, cannot actualize the results. So it doesn't matter how old you are, it doesn't matter how long you've been living life one way. Today is the day, this moment is the moment. And if you forget, you can remember instantly. I channel God and source consciousness a lot. And there's one really common thread, and that is unconditional forgiveness. It's nonstop. I could cry thinking about it. And the channeling that I've done for my clients around this, it's so beautiful. This unconditional forgiveness and source consciousness and living as the creator, living as the one who is in radical pure alignment, radical responsibility, radical co-creation, that level of like, I am God, God is me, and we are one, that level, there's no other option than to radically forgive yourself, radically reset, radically start again. Take responsibility, take ownership, change it up, shift it, whatever you need. Even last night, I was tired coming in And I remember I was not being my most loving and goofy self that I like to be at home with Mitch. I like to just really be the fun loving girl that I am. But I was tense and edgy. I was hangry. I was tired. And I just caught myself being a little bit bitchy. And I was like, I forgive myself. I instantly just, I forgive myself. It's okay. I love myself. I forgive myself. And I go and give Mitch a big hug and a kiss. I go, I'm so sorry. I love you. I'm so sorry. I'm tired. I need food. It's not you. I love you. It's okay. It's all good, babe. He doesn't fucking care because he's now meeting me on the new timeline. That's literally how radical it is. I write about this in my book, and I know this in every cell in my body. When we live as in that fully individuated state of like the highest standard of love and light and alignment in our life, when we make sure we have what we need, when we make sure we are supported, we are operating from the foundation of love. We're not saying somebody else or something else is more important. We're saying, I'm important. I love myself. I forgive myself. And now, from that true place, and we can stay with that as long as we need to, once we feel fully full and filled up from that truth, then the natural thing with overflow is to give it. The natural thing is to give grace. When we forgive ourselves, we can forgive others. When we are abundant with ourselves, we can be abundant with others. Oh, you need help? Let me help you. You need money? Let me give you money. You need time? Let me give you my time. We can give when we're giving that to ourselves. Now, what I hope you're experiencing from this transmission is instant manifestation is the exact same as oneness. I just channeled this through and it's come through a lot from my book. It's not out there. You are it. There's nothing out there. You are everything. You are it. It's not out there. You are it. Instant manifestation equals full radical understanding of that oneness. I am abundance. I am the universe. I am opportunity. I am insert whatever it is that you desire, that you forgot for a moment was not already who you are. You just get into that timeline and the match occurs. When you forget, you drop to a different timeline. Where is it? Where is it? It's not here. Oh, I am it. The more you practice that, the more little drops, the more little seeds, the more harvesting, the more results, the more, as I like to say, stacked and cached momentum. That's it. A shift in frequency, shift in vibration. It'll become very rare that you fall out of alignment. It'll become very rare. Like, for instance, if I come home every night from work and I'm in a bitchy mood, I'm probably not going to be marrying the love of my life. But because I'm constantly doing this work, 99% of the time, I'm a happy-go-lucky, loving fiance. And then when I'm not, because I'm human, I go, damn, I forgive myself. And I'm sorry. And I'm going to change that right now. That level of radical responsibility. The more you're radically responsible, the more you shift into alignment, the less you're going to feel misaligned. But then when you do feel misaligned, it skyrockets you up to alignment. And I write about this in my book. Formula One driver, they're driving in the fast lane, they accidentally swerve, they fucking get jolted back and faster into the main lane. Conditioned, programmed, deviations, people living in illusions, people not fully awakened to their truth. They're in the slow lane. They kind of veer. They don't even notice they're veering. Oh, it's okay. I'm back in. Over and over again. Over and over again. Year after year, year after year. Eventually, that expiration date on humanity. They didn't live the life they were here to live. But that's not you. That's not why why you're here. You're here to live the life you're here to live. And no matter where you're at, no matter what your story's been up until now, no matter how old you are, no matter how long you've been doing this is the moment. And you can quantum leap and collapse time and experience more today than most people do in an entire year, 10 years, when you live that way. That's why I always say, it's been one day, and I'm like, it's been years. It's been years, guys. Here, let me update you on all the things. Because that's how connected I am to the moments. And when I forget, I get back in. I can give so much in this life. I even wrote in my email today, this free training. I couldn't be here if I didn't listen to what I wanted and needed. Oh, I'm going to start my own thing. I'm going to run my own business. I'm going to start a podcast. I'm going to start working with, if I didn't do what I wanted to do, I wouldn't be here at 1 o'clock on a freaking Friday. I'd be working a job I don't love or doing something else. But everything leads me up to living my dream, and then I can give from overflow. I can support everyone here for free, everyone who's coming on the replay for free, because I take care of me. Individuation to oneness. I can spend 4+ hours a week pro bono coaching, because I do, because of I choose me. I can spend 20+ hours a week on content, podcasting, and putting out free resources because I take care of me. You see how the individuation to oneness is this constant growth? The desire leads to oneness. Instant manifestation and oneness are the exact same thing. How do we get there? Individuation, constant attunement. What do I need? Oh, my intuition's saying this. Oh, my body's saying this. Oh, I'm being asked to do nothing. What's my next step? Do nothing. What's my next step? Go send that email. What's my next step? Go talk to that person. What's my next step? Go shopping. Whatever. Constant attunement. Radical self-love. Radical responsibility. When you live in radical responsibility, you know you're the creator, and everything in your hologram is a projection of who you are. If you see something and experience something in your hologram, you can go, no problem. I created it, and I can create differently. That quick. Versus, oh, I don't like this. I'm going to go down this rabbit hole of not liking it, and down this rabbit hole of more of the shit I don't like. It's just, oh, interesting. I created this, and now I shall create differently. Constant content, constant upregulation to that truth. It is a full-time job, I will not lie. But in that full-time job, you get a lot of rest, because if you're like me, usually the message is stop, do less, go lie down. And you're like, okay, fine. And you're like lying down, you're like, I've got all this energy, I'm ready to go. But I'm listening, okay, I'm listening, okay. And then you feel naturally like, oh, now I actually feel like who I fucking am. Now I'm alive. Now I'm alive. And then, boom, here's this invitation. Boom, here's this opportunity. Boom, here's this whatever. There's a million things that I love, and I get them all day long. But what is it for you? So as you move into the weekend, as we close out this eclipse, we're still really working with some retrogrades right now, but there's a lot of opening happening. I want you to make your full-time job. What do I want? Can I give it to myself? If so, yes. If I can't, this is my favorite thing that I've been saying lately. My dreams are so big, I can't do it alone. That's been a radical shift for me, because what led to my near-death experience was me thinking I could do it all alone. Straight up, I thought I could just do it all alone. I then was forced into submission, which I'm grateful for, forced to ask for help, forced to need help. It was a requirement. And now the veils open and open and open, and my third eye expands and expands and expands, and I see the truth of who I am and what I'm here for in this timeline, in this lifetime, as Haley, as this earth being. And I'm like, whoa, yeah, I could have never done that alone. I can't do it alone. So I pray, I ask, I listen. I'm way more receptive. I have a whole chapter on the art of receiving in my book. That's why I'm writing a second book, because I have whole new codes around it. Like, I've known these things and I've lived them. But the amazing thing about evolution and alignment is there's levels to the game. There are levels to the game, and there are new levels. And I just love climbing those levels and experiencing those blessings and sharing them with you. So I'm thankful. I'm grateful. I would really love, 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 love if you took the main point from this, which is individuation and radical self love. What do I want? What do I need? Constantly, all day. What do I want? What do I need? And then, you have kids. Your kids have needs. They come up to you with your needs. And you're like, I've got you. Let's go. Or you're like, give me a moment. Give me a second. And then you go to a corner. I guide my clients to this all the time with kids. Like, okay, go take a moment. What do you need? Oh, you need to just know that you matter. You need to know that, because we're all just little ones in bigger bodies as we grow. We're just little ones that have needs. And we just attend to that and tend to that and attune to that and attune to that. And then we fill ourselves up, and then we have so much overflow. And then we got to go back to the gas station because we run out of a bit, and we go, okay, I'm just going to take a little minute here. Okay, boom, boom, boom. And then we're in this flow state. And that's the state of oneness, and that's the state of instant manifestation. So don't be surprised when you shock yourself with how good your life gets when you actually live this way. I wrote in my email this morning, there's a million free resources out there. You go listen to every episode of my podcast. You could spend years just on my free resources alone. But what are you going to do with it? Don't just listen, live it. Live it. That's the radical responsibility. And that is the difference between results changing in your life. You can just hear a bunch of shit, right? We all went to school, we heard a bunch of shit. I don't remember any of it. I'm not living it at all. I don't know how the fuck I don't know any of that shit. I went to university and college, Dean's honor list in both. I don't remember any of it because it's not relevant to me. I'm not living it. So don't let this be another free training that you showed up for. Don't let my podcast just be another podcast you listen to unconsciously. Actually live it. You can listen, and I wrote this in my book, you can listen to a million self-development podcasts, but if you don't live that way, I'm sorry, nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to change. And this is a training. We did a bit of breath work, we did a bit of energy work, but we didn't do like full transmission. We can lock this in transmission. That's what I do with my clients. But right now, this was just channeling an information, and you were receptive and receiving it. But it is going to require you to have radical responsibility and implement this. Come back and rewatch this. Stay plugged in. Take it to a higher level. Take yourself to a higher level if that's what's true for you and right for you. Okay? Listen to what you need. Don't just let this be another class you showed up for, because that's not what I'm here for, and it's not what you're here for. We're here for radical change. So before we all say goodbye, I'd love us to do a little bit of breathing together to close out. Leah, I would love if you can put in the vortex, the details to the vortex in the chat. If anyone is interested in nonstop installs, constant installations of this truth, you'll want to be in the vortex. If you're interested in high-level one-on-one, you can head to my website, check out the details of that. We can discuss more. And as always, the podcast, my book, even what I put on Instagram, when I go live and stuff, like I'm not just out there talking shit. I'm like, I fucking mean what I say, and I'm here to change your life. You got to do something with it, right? Okay, thank you, Leah, for dropping that in. The podcast is in the chat. The vortex details are in the chat. There's 3 different payment plans. Kim says, thank you, more, please. Kat says, I love that we are 11 of us gathering. Yes, lots of downloads, I bet. Absolutely. All right, so let's go back to gallery view, Leah, if you want to do that. And Wow. Let's breathe together. Let's bring our hands to our heart, close our eyes. Just like we started, imagining we're in a circle together. Hmm. Let's first fill ourselves up. Let's practice what we just learned. Turn your head to your own heart, bow your head. Ask your heart, what do I need? Do I need? After this, when this is over, what do I need? Make a promise to yourself to give yourself that. Notice how you just, oh, I can breathe better, knowing that my needs are met, knowing that I'm taken care of, knowing that our needs always shift and grow, right? Sometimes it's a need of, I just need a warm meal. Sometimes it's a need of, I need my business to grow. Sometimes it's a need of, I need this life changing opportunity. Sometimes it's a need of, just need a nap. So what is your need right now? That's all that matters. And 5 minutes from now, check in again. 5 minutes from now, check in again. You can teach your children this. You can teach you work in a team, corporate, or with a business. You can teach people this so that they're not like waiting for you when you're standing there with your hand over your heart asking what you need. You can be like, here's what I'm doing. Feel free to do it too. Here's what I need. Oh, take a moment, lock that in. What do I need? Okay, got it. Got it. Take a big inhale, more air in, more air in. Hold it, squeeze every muscle in your beautiful body. And exhale. Oh, let's wave, let's smile. Oh, a warm meal just arrived. Of course. Of course. I love that, Kim. That's literally it. Instant manifestation. Get used to it. Take care of yourself. Receive, receive, receive. So I love you all. I'm so grateful. Follow up with me in email, Instagram, however you want to connect. Let me know how this supported you. Stay in proximity. If that's high level one on one, if that's the vortex, amazing. If that's listening to the podcast every day, reading my book, amazing. Just stay plugged in. I'm vibrating on this vibe all day long. Okay? Plug in to this vibe. This is how I live. This is what I do for work. This isn't a fun hobby. This is my life's work. This is my life. Okay? I've got you. You're not alone. I love you. Thank you. We will email you the recording of this so you'll have it. Thank you, everyone. Mwah. Talk soon.